Hello and welcome to Culture here on I-24 News. I'm Oded Grober and today we have a wonderful show for you. We'll take a look at fashion brand Asos and its launch party in Israel. We'll hear about music censorship in Pakistan and Libya. And we'll talk to musician Marcello Nami about his style of Brazilian music and even hear him play. Asos, the British online fashion retailer known worldwide, has reached the Middle East. The brand decided to try and broaden its customer base in Israel and held a promotional event complete with a hot French DJ. Sandy Fortis has more.
The online fashion rising star is trying to expand in Israeli markets. Asos, the trendy web store, tries to cater to Israel's fashion addicts.
I think we just realized that the Israeli market could be really important for us. You know, there's a huge, really young population. They're all very tech savvy. They use social media, so they fit perfectly with our brand and all very fashionable and aware of the trends. So we at ASOS are really excited to be here and think there's a really good opportunity.
Israel is viewed by the brand as a means of broadening its customer base. Asos is already established in Europe, Russia, China, and Australia. The company's products were already available to Israeli customers. But now, the successful brand seeks to be more widely known in Israel.
Asos is very popular over here. It's a great city, a great country that, we want people to get to know Asos. We feel our products, the right product for young people here to be buying. So we're excited about being here. It's great.
To try to make a fun and hip sales pitch, Asos turned its launch party into a real party. Noted French DJ Pierre Sarkozy performed at the event.
A very good friend of mine asked me to come and perform at the event organized by Asos, a brand that I like very much. Anyway, I love coming here, so it's like killing two birds with one stone.
This isn't the first time that Sarkozy performs in Israel, which he finds to be very different from what he says is described in some world media.
This is something one can't really see from without, because in the media, Israel is mostly connected to grave and sensitive matters. But the open-mindedness, the energy along with the cool side of this city have been a real surprise to me. There is a true tolerance towards the gay community, for instance. That was a positive surprise.
An event for a British brand held in Israel hosted by a French DJ to try and promote successful business cooperation.
Vive la France, vive l'Israël, vive l'Angleterre.
Far away from there now, Daniel Campos is joining us in the studio. Hey, Daniel.
Hello, Dad. How are you?
I'm doing good, but unfortunately, things in Pakistan and Libya aren't looking that great.
Yeah, I'm very sad at the beginning of the year, and we already have bad news. We're talking about the Swat Valley, in a place once known as the Switzerland of the British Empire. And
Really?
the music CD stores have reduced by 95%. They have dropped.
And that's not because of iTunes, not because people are downloading their music.
Sadly, it doesn't have to do with the format change. It has to do with oppression and intimidation carried out by the Taliban in this area. The Swat Valley is from Malala, where Malala Yousaf is also from, who won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah.
They've been intolerant with girls' schools and obviously towards music. There's right now research which is taking place, carried out by Free News, NGO, which was established in Copenhagen in 1998. And they're gathering data, and the people who have been oppressed are not afraid to speak out. As the man you can see in the images, he's a shop owner, and he's sharing his story, why he's afraid to sell. How's he being intimidated?
What could happen if he does leave his store open? If he does continue to sell music, what might he be facing?
There has been executions.
Wow.
For example, there have been shops burned down. The Taliban no longer controls this specific city or region, but still they have presence. So it's very intimidating. Now, when we talk about Libya, what's happening?
Yeah.
Recently, there were some images shared where ISIS are burning instruments. They're burning drum sets and all sorts of instruments. Under Gaddafi regime, there was also censorship and banning, and also burning of instruments.
Right.
But this is quite, I would say, even to more of an extreme.
But what do they have against music? I mean, there's obviously music is a global art form. There you can there are hate songs as well. You can also, you know, whatever agenda you have, you can sing about it.
Yeah, well, you know, ISIS do use music. For example, in their music videos, in their execution videos, they have their own soundtracks. But they believe Western instruments. But also, we can find darbukas and oud and Middle Eastern instruments which are native to the region, which are being destroyed. So it's quite of a paradox. It makes no sense.
Very, very strange. All right, thanks, Daniel. But we're gonna. You prepared another story on a different subject, right? On FESPACO.
FESPACO, yeah, in Burkina Faso.
What's that about? That's like the largest film festival in Africa at the moment, right?
Yeah, and this year, I mean, I'm very happy. It's the first FESPACO taking place with no dictator, you know? Now that Blaise Compaoré has been kicked out. He was asked to step down with the protest, so it's definitely an interesting.
Right, and in recent years they had huge organizational issues. This year it went a little more smoothly. Let's take a look.
Since the founding of FESPACO in Ouagadougou in 1969. The festival's goal has been to contribute to the expansion and development of African cinema as a means of expression, education, and awareness raising. Considered by many as the largest cultural event in Africa, throughout the years it is a platform to promote the creativity of filmmakers from all over the continent. Senegal, Cameroon, Chad. This year's festival happens just months after rioting protesters flooded the streets of Ouagadougou and forced their undemocratically elected ruler, Blaise Compaoré, to step down. Compaoré had been the ruler of the country since 1987. This year's festival, for the first in 25 years, took place under a new government.
I would like to first congratulate all the actors in African cinema who came here to Ouagadougou because they believed in this festival. Everything is in place for this festival of cinema to be a great celebration.
But the controversy of this year's festival wasn't about Burkina's politics. It was surrounding the César Award-winning and Oscar-nominated film Timbuktu, which was withdrawn and announced by festival organization as a movie that would not be screened due to what is said were security concerns in consideration of the current situation in West Africa, due to the presence of Boko Haram, AQIM, and other groups which also sympathize with Islamic State. But the festival changed its mind after reinforcing the security at the event and decided a few days later to allow the movie to be screened and also to participate in the competition. The Oscar of Africa is known for being highly competitive.
We will have to judge 22 shorts and 9 television series, so we will have our hands full. I can tell you that we are going to try to be as fair as possible to reward the best, the 3 best.
Between music, dancing, and screenings, the big winner of this year is the festival itself.
Having seen the diversity of the works presented here, we were all scared that at any given moment, the festival wouldn't take place. It is taking place, and that's most important in my opinion.
In a moment, we'll be in our music studio with Marcello Nami, but first, here's our cultural recommendation for the day.
Marlene Dumas, The Image's Burden. With almost 200 drawings and paintings, Marlene Dumas exhibits her work at the Tate Modern. A unique survey of the remarkable works of Dumas, this retrospective exhibition brings together over 100 of her most important works from the late 1970s until the present day. An exquisite exhibit you cannot miss.
Marcello Nami is a Brazilian musician who lives and works here in Israel, bringing together Latin rhythms, jazz, pop music, and his virtuoso guitar to create a very special blend of sounds. Very happy to have him here in our studio. Marcello, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Oded.
So tell me a little bit. You were born in Brazil, you grew up in Brazil. How'd you end up here?
Yes, I met a girl. And now she's my wife.
Okay, so it wasn't for nothing.
And since 2011, I'm in Israel.
Wow, all right. And how do you like it?
Yes, it's very good.
Yeah,
Very
all
good.
right.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about music. Playing Latin, Brazilian music in Israel, is that a natural thing?
Yes, it's a natural thing because of I think that all the world likes the rhythm and the energy in the Brazilian music.
Mm-hmm.
There are lots of styles, rhythms. They are very strong.
So in these last few years, you've been exposed to Israeli music. Do you see some sort of relation between Israeli music and Latin music?
I saw relation with people, Israeli people and Brazilian people. They love the rhythms, but the music is different. It's different. The harmony and the rhythm is, and I like it very much because it's good to learn this.
Has Israeli music influenced you a little bit?
Yes, a little bit.
How?
I played with very good musicians. Now I have a new project, Marcello Nami duet, with Noam Landesman, Israeli, and I learned lots of things with him, and we mix the styles, Israeli and Brazilian.
I see. And the reactions in Israel, the audience that are coming to your concerts, they connect to this. There is something global about
very fast because of the rhythm. It's very strong, and people like this. Brazilian music. It's very. There are a bass very strong.
Yeah. Now you have a few performances coming up as well, right?
Yes, in Tel Aviv, Zichron, Haifa, soon.
A lot of opportunities to hear you.
Yes, just www.marcellonami.com.
Well worth checking out. Now you also still play in Brazil, right? You go back there, you record there, you tour as well.
I record it every year.
Doing this back and forth, how do you manage the international career being here?
Because I have a manager in Brazil, Wellington Monteiro, he does all
he takes care of you. Takes care of your career in Brazil. Well, he must be doing a good job because you also take part in the Carnival when that happens, right? I'm sure you have to tell me a little bit about this event because that looks like
it's a very big, the most big event in Brazil. It's Carnival, and every year I recorded the official CD from this party.
The energy there is something I'm sure that you can't be experienced anywhere else in the world.
I can explain.
Right?
It's very strong. The sound, the rhythm, and I invite you to come to Brazil. And
it looks like it's quite an experience. Marcello, you recorded your second album not long ago. What can you tell us a little bit about it?
Last year, my new CD is Back Again. I returned to my roots. I started playing the guitar with 6 years old, and after that, some experiences with electro guitar and cavaquinho. Cavaquinho is a small instrument. We play samba with him, and now I return to my classical guitar.
Sounds incredible. We're gonna get to hear a little bit from the album, right? What are you gonna play for us?
I will play Back Again, name of the
title,
CD,
the title song.
Yes.
All right, so we are done for today. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, but until then, we leave you with Marcello Nami playing Back Again. Enjoy.